All right, welcome to what is probably the easiest challenge in this event. This is the terminal challenge for Unescape Tmux from the Pepper Elf. This is in the outside area after you get off the gondola. And so Tmux, if you're not aware of what it is, I suggest you do some research on it and just get familiar with Tmux because it's an awesome tool for dealing with terminals. In my opinion, it is superior to its competing tool, Screen. It just has more feature set. And if you've never heard of it before, Tmux is a way of managing windows within a single terminal window. So you can split out by different panes. So if you're editing multiple files at once, or you're, let's say, running a Python script and watching the output, you can open up multiple panes and move between those in the same terminal window and just hop back and forth between everything. So it's a great way of managing and displaying multiple, I guess, terminal windows in one, terminal terminal session. So the next benefit, which is what this challenge is about, is Tmux sessions. So let's say you're trying to run an Ansible playbook on a lot of servers and it's taking a while, and you want to hop off. You're SSH'd into some sort of a build server and you want to hop off, or you're just worried about your connection being killed and you losing the progress because that playbook process is killed when you lose the SSH connection. What you can do is use a tool like Tmux to start a session, attach to that session, run your Ansible playbook, and then if you can either manually detach, or if you just exit or lose connection, that process is still running on the system, and therefore your Tmux session is still running. So the process that you launched in that Tmux session is still running, and you can come back at any time and attach to it. And a cool thing is too, if two or more people are on the server, they can also attach to that session and watch what you're doing and interact with you, which is really cool if you're ever doing some sort of like tag team pen test and you want to watch, or you're just trying to demonstrate something to somebody. You can both attach to a Tmux session. So really cool stuff you can do with Tmux. If you haven't played with it before, I definitely recommend getting familiar with it and just seeing what sort of benefits it can provide you when dealing with a terminal. So enough blabbing on about Tmux. Let's jump into the actual challenge here. One thing you might have noticed, I just turned off the snow and I turned off other players. My computer is not a supercomputer by any means, so this helps a little bit with the lag for me. It's kind of funny that I'm being antisocial in a video game, but it makes it, with all this recording and the webcam and stuff, it just makes it run better. So, and then we could see things better now. There's not 100 players that are in front of the characters. So, what is that? I can't click on that. Okay, so let's. I've already talked to Pepper. Basically, the gist of this is Pepper wants to see some sort of a image of a bird, and it's running in a Tmux session, so we need to attach to that. Can you help me in? I was playing with my birdie. She's a green cheek in something called Tmux. Then I did something and it disappeared. Can you help me find her? We were so attached, and attach is in green and bolded. So I've already explained what Tmux is. So I'll just kind of walk you through kind of how I solve this challenge. So I know that it's obviously giving you the attach hint. If you run Tmux attach dash session, that's how you would attach to a certain session. But first, we want to figure out what sessions are running. So to do that, we can do Tmux space list dash session, or is it sessions? I guess it's both. And we can see that there's one session running right now with the name of 0. I know it's not a great name. You can actually change names. I can show you how to do that. But let's just go ahead and Tmux attach dash session, and then we're going to provide dash T for our target, and we'll provide the name, which is 0, and then hit enter. And you'll see that it prints out this colored image of this bird, which is kind of cool. And at this point, you would have solved the challenge. You'll see the pop-up in the corner here. And you'll get, if you exit it, you can talk to the elf again, and you'll get some more hints for other challenges. So definitely be sure to do that. But yeah, this is the challenge. It's super straightforward, super simple, not a lot to it. So that's how you complete that. But again, Tmux, awesome. Definitely check it out. Now that we're in Tmux, though, if you wanted to change the name of this session to something more relevant, you would do your control binding, which by default is Control B, and then you could do $, and that's going to allow you to rename it. So we can name it something like KringoCon, and now it renames it to KringoCon. So if we were to type exit, we could do Tmux list dash sessions, and looks like I killed it. So let's do this. Let's start Tmux, Control B $, Daniel, and now let's do Control B and then D, and that's going to detach us from this session. So now Tmux, that session is still running. Any command we would have had running in that session would still be, that process would not have been killed. So if we do list sessions, we can now see that Daniel is running. And if we want to attach back to that, Tmux attach dash session Daniel. -T Daniel. Now, if you wanted to split this out into panes for like editing multiple files at once and running different things, you can do your control binding, Control B for standard binding, and then you can do like apostrophe, and that'll split it vertically. And then if you want to split things even more, you can do it horizontally, which is Control B, the percentage sign. And now you'll split into that pane. So, and if you want to move around, you can do Control B arrow keys, and you can see how the cursor and the green highlight changes. So, and then if you want to leave those, you can type exit. There's a whole lot of things you can do with Tmux. So definitely recommend checking it out, and if you've never used it before. But yeah, I mean, I could go on for another half hour talking about Tmux. So. Anyway, that's how you solve the challenge. Let me know if you have any questions, and if you found anything out that's pretty cool about Tmux that I didn't talk about here, post that below, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks.